What's good, y'all? It's ElijahBoyy. It's time for an AEW Dynamite review. Got my notes here. If you are a hardcore fan of AEW Dynamite, you're ready to hear. I'm going to be honest, okay? I'm going to give my unfiltered opinion. If you get sensitive very easily, this is probably not the video for you. If you're watching this on members only, you will get this video ad-free. And if you're not a paid subscription member, which is only $1 a month, if you're not a paid member, you will get this with ads. So that's basically what's going on. Let's start it. AEW Dynamite took place from Hollywood, Florida. It is the 6-year anniversary. Dynamite has been 6 years. That's crazy. So the show kicks off with our favorite tag team. They sure didn't start it off with a bang. Young Bucks. Start with a video of the Young Bucks, who apparently got Cutler to come back to them after, whatever. They paid him for double the wages, I guess. They were at a casino, and Matt was going to go talk to the production crew about, a special entrance and stuff like that. So he leaves Nick Jackson with the money. So Nick, instead of keeping the money like a smart person, he decided to go to a casino. And he lost all the money. Don't you love when rich people pretend to be broke? I mean, it's amazing. It's like they moving on, and then they decide to cut to them live in the ring with them the title saying "The Broke Bucks." I'm like, bro, come on, dog. I get it's supposed to be a joke and stuff like that, but it's getting old now for me. And it's hard for jokes to get old for me. The Broke Bucks. So the first match, a trios match, 6-man tag. Josh Alexander, the walking weapon. Yet I don't recall him winning match. I don't know. Has that brother ever won a match? Like in AEW, all I remember is him losing a lot, and I don't know what's going on. Josh Alexander teams up with the Young Bucks versus Kenny Omega. Justin Roberts and Bro Dito. Quick question about Bro Dito. What's going to happen when Buddy Matthews comes back? How's that going to work? Whatever. Guess we'll cross that bridge when he comes to it. Not much I can say about this match here. It's pretty much the standard, bunch of dives and all that other stuff. They did the Macarena, I guess, and that got a decent reaction. Omega and Brodito hit a triple pile driver on Alexander the Young Bucks, and that ended the match. Just kidding. This is AEW. They kicked out, and the fans chant "Ref, you suck" at Rick. I think it was Rick Knox, who is my least favorite referee of all time. He just doesn't. I just don't understand. He just lets him do whatever, and it's hilarious to me. The fans chant "Ref, you suck," and that made me laugh a lot. Omega hits the one chicken wing angel on Josh Alexander for the win. And then Kenny of the Bucks, they were hyping up like, oh, these 3 out of the 4 fathers of AEW who helped start this company, and they were like having a discussion, and it looked like maybe a possible, friendship, resurrection, whatever, reunion, But while they were talking, Josh Alexander hit like a Bruce Lee roundhouse kick on Kenny Omega, which was kind of funny. I ain't gonna lie, that was kind of funny. And he's beating on Kenny, and then the Bucks were like, "Hey man, come on, what are you doing?" And whatever. And he's just like, "Shut up, losers," and starts beating on him. And next thing you know, the Jurassic Express come out, and they slowly walked to the ring to make the save. They do the whatever that weird song was. They come out and they take out Alexander and the Bucks. Kenny Omega and Jack Perry, or Jungle Boy, I guess we can call him now again. They're arguing, doing a little push and a push. And, and Luchasaurus is just like. So then Jack Perry does like a dive on the Bucks again. And they, for whatever reason, they drag the Bucks to the back. It's always weird it's always funny when they do that. Like they always be like, let's just grab these guys and take them to the back. I mean, why not just have security come out and separate them? Like I don't know. It just feels weird when they just like drag them to the back for no reason. So Kenny Omega cuts a promo thanking the AEW fans. 6 years we had some friends, we lost some friends, but the journey to the center of the earth, when the journey, it's not about the destination of the journey, it's about the journey of the destination. We had some highs, we had some lows. We went to Home Depot, and then what the heck are you talking about? And then the lights go out because apparently someone forgot to pay the bill. I don't know what's at that arena. And then the lights come back on, some guy in a mask. I ain't gonna hold you. Your boy thought it was Chris Jericho. I ain't gonna hold you. I was gonna laugh. I thought it was Chris Jericho. And I know you're all thinking, why would you think it's Chris Jericho? I don't know. I just thought it for a second. But the lights go out and the person was standing there in the mask. They take the mask off. And it is revealed to be Andrade. Yeah. Yes. Andrade. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Making my turn to AEW. That dude's promo sound like he's always trying to seduce us, don't it? Tune in next week where I will compete on Dynamite. And I will bring you satisfaction. So Andrade shows up. What a surprise that was. I'm like, wow, this is cool, man. Andrade, he's probably going to challenge Kenny Omega one-on-one. And then he just basically ended up being greeted by Don Callis. Oh my God. Why, bro? Why do they kill everything, bro? Every time somebody debuts in this company, they immediately join a faction, and it's so freaking annoying to me. Like, bro, there's too many people in the Don Callis family to the point. I'm getting tired of him, bro. Like not even in a way where it's like I want to see him get beat up. I'm just tired of him in general. I'm tired of him. It's like, dude, it's like when Okada got here and he immediately went to the Young Bucks. I'm like, dude, are they afraid to have singles stars? Like, I don't understand the logic of every person in this company having to have a group behind them. It's like annoying to me. What is this, the Warriors? Like, what the freak is going on? That's for all you old school movie lovers. Moving on. Unfortunately, that's not the last we'll see of Don Callis. Next, Mark Briscoe cuts a promo backstage. He basically talks to MJF, saying, I sent you on a sabbatical. You know what I'm saying? What's going on here? And all that other stuff, and he wished my man, Orange Cassidy, to win the TNT title, and all that other stuff. So shout out to Mark Briscoe. We always love some Mark Briscoe. Next, the TNT Championship on the line. I don't know what Justin Roberts said. He was like, hello. I'm like, what did he say? Hello, Florida. I'm like, bro, what are you doing? The following contest is for the TNT Championship. Orange Cassidy versus the champion, Kyle Fletcher. Pretty standard match. Orange Cassidy does the usual, hands in pockets thing. We all love Orange Cassidy. So Kyle hits, fast forward to the end of the match. There's not much to talk about. Kyle hits a spinning pile driver and Cassidy kicks out. My issue with the pile driver not being protected in this company is getting on my nerves. Like, they treat it like it's just a regular clothesline out here. Like, that annoys me to no end. And then Don Callis, Don Callis basically gets up on the apron and blocks Cassidy before he could do like a splash or something like that. And then Hologram runs, even though they said Hologram was injured. I don't know the whole Hologram story. I apologize. I don't watch Collision or Ring of Honor, wherever he's on, but he stops Callis and he's on the apron, and then he pushes Cassidy off, and the referee turns around and he sees Hologram on the apron, and he's like, I'm like, whatever. I guess he didn't see it. The referee's just like, like, what is going on here? So Kyle hit his finisher and beat Orange Cassidy. So then Hologram strips. Pause. Not like that. He didn't like. He performed a strip tease with Genuine's pony playing in the background. And then it turns out they said it's the clone of Hologram. What the freak is going on this show? Like, what is... So then he's standing on stage with Don Callis and Kyle Fletcher. I said, great. As Hologram, at first I thought it was Hologram joining the family, but no, it's just the clone. Oh my God, this is insanity. So then Don Callis brings out the whole family. You see how many members are in that group? I am tired of Don Callis now. It's starting to get annoying to me. Like half the roster is in this freaking faction, bro. And I'm getting irritated. So he brings the whole family out. And like Excalibur said, it's the Don Army at this point. I'm like, bro, it's too much. It's getting to be too much for me now. So they go back to the beginning of the show for whatever reason. He said, we're going to show you what happened earlier tonight on that. We saw Andrade front and center on the stage. Like, why do we need to see it again? I don't know. Like, he was right there in front and center for everybody. But next, we go backstage because the show goes from bad to worse. Renee interviews Mercedes Moné. I'm like, why not? Why not? Let's keep it going, huh? So Monet talks about defending the TBS title against someone from Florida, whoever that could be. Oh my gosh, she never wrestled in Daly's place, so she'll defend the TBS title. Still bragging about being 9 belts, Monet or whatever. Which to me, it doesn't matter to me because those belts, I don't care about those companies. I don't care. It seemed like the only person who cares about that is her. I don't understand. So then they talk about the AEW women's tag team titles because, they're very focused on just their titles in this company as well. As if why not? You get a title. Oprah Winfrey. You get a title. Everybody gets a title, yeah. So she talks about the tag team titles. She's like, who am I gonna get? Who am I gonna get to be my tag team partner? And I'm like, oh, for the love of everything. And next thing you know, who better? Minnie Monet makes an appearance with Harley Cameron by her side. I ain't gonna lie, this kind of saved the interview for me. I love Harley Cameron. Give me more Harley Cameron and less Don Callis. How about that? And basically, she offers to be her tag team partner, but Monet is like, no, I don't like to be entertaining for people, so I'm going to leave. She didn't say that, but you get what I'm saying. The next match, which I'm shocked wasn't the main event. It made no sense to me. Death Riders, John Moxley, Nick Jonas, and Claudio Castagnoli versus Hangman Adam Page, Samoa Joe, and Hobbs of the Ops. In another trios match, another 6-man tag. Why not? The fact this wasn't the main event was weird to me because he's the champion. Why is he not closing out the show? But whatever, it doesn't matter. I mean, I would have had him host like an open challenge for the world title, for the anniversary because I thought, whatever. It doesn't matter. All these men on the freaking roster. It's a standard 6-man trios match. I don't even care. They did all their stuff. Hobbs did something funny where he was like world's strongest, slamming Moxley, and then he just threw him on the ground. That was funny. I go front. So then, towards the end of the match, Paige hits a buckshot on Claudio for the win. And out of nowhere, Samoa Joe and Paige started arguing. And they didn't even touch each other. And security was out here. They just rushed. I'm like, bro, they weren't even fighting. Like, what are y'all out here for? And then I think I didn't see it, but I think he mushed him or something like that. And then the security I'm like, that was so freaking random. I'm like, oh my gosh. Next match, Tay Mello, versus Timeless Tony Storm. Tony's dressed like a 1920s detective out here. She beat Tay Mello with the Storm Zero, I believe. And Tony grabs the microphone and she said, "Oh, the silence was so deep. Balls deep." She didn't say that. "And it gobbled me up." And I was like, yo, what are we talking about here? What are you talking about? Gobbled you up. Hold on now. What are we doing? And the fans kind of like, this is how you know if fans care about what you're saying. This is just my opinion. When fans do the what chant, I feel like that means they don't really care. That's how I feel. I mean, they love Tony Storm, but if you really are interested in what somebody has to say, you're not going to what them. That's just my opinion on that. But basically, she said she wants Statlander one-on-one to find out who's the best. So, and she should get a rematch for the title because that's common freaking sense. Next, a match that I felt like was not needed on this show. The Gates of Agony versus the Swirl. Bro, what is that name, dog? It was, what's his name? Lee Johnson and Blake Christensen, or Blake Christian, whatever. And the Swirl. You know, every time they said that name, I just started laughing because this is so... What type of dirty movie name is that? I mean, in real life, I'm down with the Swirl, but bro, I can't hear this name in a wrestling match. Every time they said it, I was just laughing. These guys, the Swirl, are a threat. You know, when Taz said, these guys are no joke, Ricochet, the Swirl, I'm like, bro, their name is the Swirl, dude. Like, I couldn't handle it. Anyways, this match I could care less about. Gates of Agony won, whatever. The Hurt Syndicate comes out. MVP cuts a promo about how he let down everybody, and basically, you know what I'm saying, he hyped it up about, who's in the 305 area code or whatever, because he's from Florida and all that stuff. He said he felt bad about getting beaten by the booty-shaking backup dancers, which I thought was the funniest line ever. And basically, he said he doesn't want to wrestle no more. He wants a street fight, And MVP, literally, he tossed the mic, and to Ricochet's credit, he caught it. That was cold. I ain't gonna hold you. That was probably the coolest thing Ricochet has done since he got here, in my opinion. I can hear people now, all the matches he had that were great, you're just a hater. I'm like, man, shut up, man. I'm tired of him and those accountant glasses he got on, bro. And that's coming from me. Ricochet catches the mic, and he basically accepts the challenge. I'm like, whoop-de-doo, whatever. Why wasn't the Hurt Syndicate wrestling tonight? That's something that bothered me. Like, whatever. I forgot I'm not the booker. Let me calm down. So in backstage, we see an interview with Chris Statlander, basically addressing Tony Storm, and she here dressed like an extra from The Fifth Element. I don't know what she was wearing. And she accepts Timeless Tony Storm's challenge and says, "We'll do it at Wrestle Dream." And then Harley Cameron showed up for no reason. I don't know what that was. I don't know. I really don't know what that was. That was not necessary. Don Callis had an interview because we haven't seen enough of him at this freaking point. Like, dude, he's like half the show now. Like, he might as well be the GM if he's going to be on here that much. Oh, God, never mind. I don't want to see that. Don Callis as the general manager would be terrible. So we see Don Callis for like the 80th freaking time. How much is he getting paid? Because he gets more airtime than any other wrestler in this company, I swear. He interviews with Okada and Takeshita and basically challenges Brodito to a tag team match. And he said, Okada and Takeshita. And Okada was like, or Takeshita was like, me? And me and him? And Okada was like, yeah, you and me. And I'm like, get them off my screen. Sorry, man. Let me calm down. I don't mean to be mean. I'm trying to... Then we get to the main event. Thank God. Darby Allin teams with Chris Statlander versus Wheeler Yuta and Marina Shafir of the Death Riders in a tornado Tornado tag team match. So they start the fight in the crowd, obviously. Yuta looks like a Fraggle Rock puppet. Can I just say that real quick before I start? So they have a fight, they do all the usual fighting in the crowd stuff. Basically it's a standard tornado tag match thing that Yuta grabs like thumbtacks because this is a Death Riders match, so you're gonna see thumbtacks. And then Chris forearms Yuta. By the way, what's up with every wrestler nowadays doing forearms? Bro, throw a punch. Like, imagine you fight somebody and they're just like, like, dude, freaking, like, if you, whatever. So she forearms him way too many times, and Yuta slams her, which was kind of funny, I ain't gonna lie. And he looks like he's in Duck Dynasty mode at that point. After all that, Chris Statlander gets back up, and then she like hits Marina with what they call that, an atomic drop, and her bare feet, because for some reason she was barefoot in this match. And then now I know why she was barefoot. She atomic drops her into the thumbtacks. So then later on in the match, some powder got in Shafir's eyes, and she was basically choking out Yuta, but she thought she had Darby Allin, and then they were on the ground. And then, you would think Yuta, in real life, Yuta would have been like, "Hey, Marina, it's me. What are you doing?" And, you know what I mean? Wouldn't he just, unless he was like, maybe he couldn't talk. Like, nah, come on. Let's be real.
Marina, it's me. It's you. That's not Darby Allin. Marina, it's me. Marina, get off me, bitch. Marina, get off me. Please. By the way, you can save 15% or more in your cards.
What am I talking about? So Chris Statlander hits a 450 splash. And then Darby Allin hits a coffin drop for the win. Toni Storm appears and she does like a face-off with Chris Statlander. Here I thought the whole show was over. I'm like, finally, it's over. Positive note to go out on Dynamite, but I forgot this is Dynamite. There's no such thing as ending on a positive note. So Darby continues to beat on Yuta with like his belt and stuff like that. And then Pac, I hate his haircut, bro. I ain't gonna hold you. Like, normally I don't focus on men that much, but his haircut is terrible. I don't know. He looks like, I don't know what he looks like. I hate the haircut. The long hair was way better. It's just so bad. So Pac saves Yuta, and then he like wraps the belt and tightens it around like Darby's neck and all that stuff. And I'm like, what kind of freaky BDSM type stuff is this? It looks so bad out of context. Next thing you know, Moxley comes out. I'm like, oh my gosh, this show will never freaking end. And he just comes out.
Let me tell you something, Darby. Wrestle Dream. You won't have what it takes. You won't have what it takes to beat me. For the first time in your life, you're gonna say the words, I quit. Now, if you'll excuse me, me and the rest of the Death Riders, we're going to Applebee's. We're gonna get the appetizers. We're gonna get the boneless wings. We're gonna get the hush puppies. The hush puppies. I don't think they serve hush puppies. And we're gonna get a plate of ribs. Because when you ride with the Death Riders, you ride with flavor.
What am I talking about? Exactly. Let me shut up. And that's the end of the show. My gosh, bro. Oh yeah, I forgot. Tony and Chris Statlander just fought each other for no reason. I don't know. But yeah, this show, as usual, is random. It feels weird. Too much Don Callis. Oh my gosh, that dude. There's too many members in his group. It's getting ridiculous now. Unless they're gonna do like what a NWO thing, but with Don Callis, I don't know what's going on. But Anyways, that was Dynamite. Let me know what you guys thought of the show. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed. Become a member today, $1 a month if you wish. If not, it's all good. Hopefully, y'all enjoyed this review. Let me know what was your favorite part of the show. Do you question how many members are in the Don Callis family? Is there anything about this show that bothers you? Or am I just a hater? Either way, I welcome all opinions. You know what I'm saying? Feel free to share what you love. Because that's the one rule on this channel. I will never shame another wrestling fan for what they like, and I hope you extend that courtesy to me. So, with that being said, have a good night. See you soon.